What vegetable is cool? Kind of cool, but not that cool. A radish. Welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be telling you some random jokes, and if you can understand all of them, then that means you're probably fluent in British English. And that's because jokes test your core understanding of a language. Double meanings, nuance, context, those types of things. So, did you get the first joke? That was a joke, by the way. If something is rad or radical, it means that it is cool. So radical means cool. But if we say that something is rad-ish, it means that it is kind of cool. It's cool-ish. And you can add ish to any adjective. You could say that something is cold-ish, which means it's kind of cold. Or you could say something is spicy-ish, which means it's kind of spicy. So this joke is funny because I'm saying that a radish, which is this vegetable, by the way, is kind of rad or cool, but not that rad or cool. So it's cool-ish or radish. It's radish. It's a radish, and it's funny. And yeah. Why did the old man fall into the well? Because he couldn't see that well. Get it? Because he couldn't see that well. Now this one's actually funny. I mean, the other one was funny, but this one's funny as well. So, a well is a hole that has been dug into the ground, normally filled with water. I'll put a photo on the screen now. But if you can't do something well, it means that you're not very good at it. So if you can't see that well, it means that your vision isn't very good. And therefore, the old man fell into the well because he couldn't see that well. His vision isn't very good, so he fell in. But it's also like he couldn't see that well. He couldn't see the well that he fell into. And that's why he fell in, because he couldn't see that well. But also he couldn't see very well, so his vision's bad. And do you get it? You get it. You get it, right? Okay. People often criticize my driving. But last week, someone left a note on my windscreen and it said, "Parking fine." You know, it's nice to get a compliment once in a while. Do you get it? Because when you park illegally, you're given a fine, which is a bill that you need to pay. But this driver has interpreted it as a compliment, saying, "You are parking fine," which means you are parking well. Your parking is fine, because if something is fine, it means that it is good. So there's been a misinterpretation, because this driver thinks that someone has said that their parking is fine, but really their parking was so bad that they were given a fine that they need to pay. Which is funny, because it's funny. And by the way, I have put the whole transcript from today's video in the top comment, and that includes all of the expressions as well, and you can also read along with me, which will make the listening easier. Anyway, what do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. You know, this one is so good that I'm not even going to waste anyone's time by explaining it. Do you get it though? Because an alligator wearing a vest, this is a vest by the way, so he's wearing a vest and suddenly he becomes an investigator. And an investigator is a type of job, so it's a joke, and it's a funny joke as well. And I mean, what's an alligator doing wearing a vest in the first place? It just works on so many different levels, you know? I ate a clock for lunch yesterday. It tasted lovely, but it was just so time consuming. Do you get this one? You get this one, right? Because when natives say that something is time consuming, it's just a very common way of saying that something takes a lot of time to do. So for example, I might say, "I love making these videos, but they're very time consuming." However, in this joke, it's like I am literally consuming or eating time or a clock. I'm eating a clock, so I'm consuming time. It's time consuming. And I said I'm eating a clock, by the way, not the other word. That L is very important. Anyway, even though this clock, yes, clock, was delicious, it was time consuming to eat. It was time consuming because I was consuming time, so it was... Do you get it? A priest, a monk, and a rabbit all walk into a blood bank. The receptionist says, "Good morning, gents. What's your blood type?" The priest replies, "I'm a type A." The monk says, "I'm definitely a type B." And the rabbit goes, "I think I'm a type O." I mean, this is funny. This is actually funny, though. It's a hard one to get, so if you do understand this, then fair play. So, this is a very common style of joke. One that involves three religious figures, maybe a priest, maybe a monk, a pastor, or maybe a rabbi, who is a Jewish teacher. So therefore, the rabbit should be a rabbi, but there's been a typo. And a typo is when you accidentally type something out incorrectly. Maybe you have spelt a word wrong, or, as is the case here, you have missed out a letter. But when you're talking about your blood type, you would typically say, "I'm a type A," or a type B, or in the case of this rabbit, a type O. A typo, because the rabbit should be a rabbi, but there's been a type O. And also, type O is a kind of blood type, so it's funny. And so this is where I was filming earlier, right? And I was walking around, and look what I found. Look what I found. Aww. Would you look at that? All the way in Argentina. Ha! That is cute. A patient is talking to his doctor. He lays his finger on his arm and says, "It hurts when I touch this." He then puts it on his head and says, "And this," on his leg and says, "And this." And finally, he puts his finger on his foot. "And it even hurts when I touch this." The doctor has a short think, and after a while says, "Mate, I think you've broken your finger." Do you get it? You get this one, right? Everyone gets this. It's not hard. Do you get why this is funny? Yeah? It's funny because the patient is pointing with his finger to all of these different parts of his body and saying that it hurts when he touches them. So normally that would suggest that the parts of his body that he's touching are damaged in some way, and that's why it hurts. So if it hurts when he touches his leg, that would normally imply that there's something wrong with his leg, and that's why it hurts. But since he's saying it hurts when he touches so many different parts of his body, the doctor very cleverly comes to the conclusion that his finger is broken. That's the problem, and that's why it hurts when he touches anything. So it has nothing to do with the actual body part he's touching. You know, no matter what part of his body he touches, it will hurt because he's using his finger to touch it. And that's why the doctor thinks that his finger is broken. And that's funny because... Do you get it? Because... Right, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. What's that? Oh, you want one final joke? Really? God. You just can't get enough, can you? Alright, I'll give you one more. You know, it's a bit embarrassing to admit this, but I only actually know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. Do you get it? Because there are 26 letters in the alphabet, so I know all of them apart from one, which is the letter Y. And it's funny because I'm saying I don't know why. I don't know the letter Y. But it also sounds like I'm saying I don't know the reason why I only know 25 letters. So it's funny because I don't know the letter Y, but it sounds like I'm saying I don't know why I only know 25 letters. So that's funny because it's funny. And okay, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below with some of your favorite jokes. As mentioned, I have included the full transcript from today's video in the top comment, So I'd definitely recommend checking that out for a full summary of all the new expressions and pieces of vocabulary, and it will also make the listening a lot easier as well. If you did enjoy this one, you should also check out this playlist right here, as it features all of my walk and talk style videos. It's a good playlist. It's a good playlist. Right, thank you again so much for watching. I post new videos every single Friday, so I'll see you next week for another episode. Cheers. A typo. Classic.